igishoro hanyuma bakabona uburyo bwo gusubira mu gishanga guhinga.
Iki kibuga cyatuvanye ahantu hakomeye cyane. Iyi mbuga yatunganiye kuzabona umuceri ufite isuku utarimwe amabuye n'icyondo.
We were starting from zero, and out of this partnership we've been able to bring 4 new partners, that is the SMEs and also the produce organizations on board, out of which we've been able to disburse close to 1 billion Uganda shillings in portfolio. Through these partners that is engaged, we managed to reach out indirectly to over 3,152 smallholder farmers.
It is through that partnership that we have done a very big business, whereby most of our processes from our organization, that is UPA, and the other traders from Kenya have been able to secure maize from Uganda. Even during the Corona period, we were having no hassles because already we had a partnership with the from the other side. From the other region of Uganda.
Ever since Kilimo Trust came on board, we put
you are using the correct fertility management, responded to a particular demand of a market, we consider that to be a transformed farming system.
First of all, the hope is given the farmers that they can export. To me, this is very good. But we've also given them
We are very glad that Kilimo Trust has made huge strides in this aspect.
A mainstay across East African countries. However, the agricultural sector remains a mainstay across East African countries. However, it's characterized by significant untapped potential. Access to markets for smallholder farmers remains among the top priority challenges limiting commercialization of the sector.
We never had really a sustainable market.
I didn't know exactly where to get the raw materials from. I would get it from middlemen and the traders. And most of the time, we had those challenges of bagging, of drying, and of the quality. Now, being women, sometimes it is very hectic, maybe to leave our places of work and travel to those distant areas. So we would use brokers. So you find that a broker would be eating from you.
At that time, as I had the main challenge I had was about to get the premium grains, which supposed to be sorted and not mixed up with different varieties. As my focus was about the yellow type, that time it wasn't really easy to get that type, which is in good condition as I wanted. So I was rejecting more stock, which was about maybe 30% of the collected stock from the farmers.
mu bibazo biremereye cyane twari dufite icya mbere navuga ko cyari gikomeye cyari ikibazo cy'imbuto itanga umusaruro kandi ikagaruka ikagira ubwiza bugeze ku isoko cyari ikibazo gikomeye aha niho akenshi wabonaga inganda guhuza n'abahinzi.
We have a store that is a capacity of 300 metric tons, but we could just bulk 50 metric tons. Farmers wanted immediate cash, which we never had as cooperative.
We are a bit constrained in terms of knowledge and expertise in that field. We try to look at collaborators that we can work with. So in 2018, that's when we had an engagement and started working with Kilimo Trust under the REACT program.
Regional East African Community Trade in Staples, REACTS 2 project, implemented by Kilimo Trust and funded by Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA, was conceived to address some of the identified underlying issues limiting farmers from taking advantage of national and regional market opportunities. The project was implemented for 3 years, having started in April 2018 and ended in March 2021, targeting green grams, potato and beans value chains in Kenya, beans and maize value chains in Uganda, rice and beans value chains in Rwanda. The REACTS 2 project was implemented using a facilitative Kilimo Trust Consortium approach to value chain development. The model is centered around market off-takers and aggregators as anchor partners to provide a market pull and crowding in of necessary and sufficient partners to develop market systems. To improve efficiency, REACTS 2 project integrated village agent model into the consortium approach, which increased participation of youth and women along different value chains.
The initiative was started when we got an exposure visit that was funded by Kilimo Trust to Kenya. We wanted to explore opportunities in Kenya, so we went and visited different millers in Kenya, and we realized that there was a business opportunity to supply them, but they needed an organized system that can process and export to them green maize and beans. So we came back and formed an association. We realized that no single cooperative would manage export and meet the volumes that we had needed that side. So it was required that we join synergy and make an association where we can aggregate the demand and then divide it to the different cooperatives and be in a position now to supply.
Even our members from this side now visited Uganda. We visited all the producer organizations in Uganda. We formed partnerships. We were able now to see the crops, mostly grains. Through this partnership of NEPEU and through Kilimo Trust, we were able now to secure a good sourcing market where we can now be able to aggregate good quality grains.
Kilimo Trust didn't help me only to focus on side of farmers. They also helped me to focus on the other side of market. So they have been like through that project of REACTS 2, they have been like my advisors in terms of sourcing, also in selling.
Kilimo Trust put much emphasis on quality. They trained us. We had exchange visits to other developed cooperatives. They told us how we can do the business whereby we should not keep on bulk for more than 3 months. We should at least buy and sell in order to avoid the loss that we could meet in the previous times.
They supported us in sourcing and also looking at partners that we could work with.
Through REACT's 2 project, several achievements have been registered.
utarimwo amabuye n'icyondo.
We were starting from zero. And out of this partnership, we've been able to bring 4 new partners. That is the SMEs and also the produce organizations on board. Out of which we've been able to disburse close to 1 billion Uganda shillings in portfolio. Through these partners that we've engaged, we've managed to reach out indirectly to over 3,152 smallholder farmers.
It is through that partnership that we have done a very big business, whereby most of our processors from our organization, that is APA, and the other traders from Kenya have been able to secure maize from Uganda. Even during the corona period, we were having no hassles because already we had a partnership with Nepal from the other side, and we have done a very good business deals of around 900 million Kenya shillings. That is 40,000 metric tons of maize from the other region of Uganda.
Ever since Kilimo Trust came on board, we put this thing in the platform. Prices are seen in the platform everywhere because these cooperatives are in platforms with us. So most of the time we know over the prices, and once we send their money, we discovered we have managed to save so much. We are owning about 4 stores than the previous times that we could have 1 small store and with very small stock inside. Right now, we are having over 2,090 kilograms bags of beans, of maize, and we are having 1,090 kilograms bags of beans.
So now we started shipping to France. So far we have exported about 320 metric tons abroad.
Because of the fertilizers we received, we are able to have high yields. We've increased from the 50 metric tons we could bulk within 1 season to over 1,300 metric tons so far that we've given out to the Kenyans.
Before, most of the maize coming from Uganda was being packed in 140 kgs Ghana bags. But for now, as per the requirement from our side, most of our maize is coming packed in 50 kgs and 90 kgs, which have eased business.
At least I can see a lot of improvement, as much as I think maybe language barrier or understanding, but they have really tried, and I hope that they will continue improving and making it easier for all Kenyan traders.
2 things have happened here, that farmers now are driven by what is demanded in the market to determine what they should grow, but now they are willing to invest their small profit from their cooperatives to continue the soil testing and being able to make sure that they use the right fertilizer for their crops. Now, and once you have sorted those 3 things, you are growing the right variety, you are using the correct fertility management, responded to a particular demand of a market, we consider that to be a transformed farming system.
First of all, the hope we've given the farmers that they can export. To me, this is very good. But we've also given them the hope that the cooperatives can still work, and they can work very well. And we've given them the hope that there are institutions like Kilimo which can support them to